Hi, y'all. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm talking about chicken bedding in your coop. It's getting about winter time, and a lot of people don't think about it now, but now's a good time to decide what you're going to do for the winter because the winter gets colder and your chicken's in a little bit more heat. So keep that in mind. If you like my channel, Chicken Chaos, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, and learn from my mistakes so you don't have to again. But like I said, today we're talking about the chicken bedding, but more likely it's more like chicken litter because the droppings come down and it gets into like this right here in the litter and it deteriorates down and then you just keep adding on. I do the deep litter method, so you don't have to change it as often. I hadn't changed mine in a year. Now I change mine again in the spring. I do mine every spring. Is what I do. I don't like changing my litter that much, but you can choose. You can choose to change it as much as you want to. Today I'm talking about 5 different litters you can use in your coop. Start with the worst one to the best one. And one of the worst ones, excuse me, is hay. Like this right here, right here. This is hay. This is not very good for your chickens at all. I used to use this all the time. But the only thing I use this for now is their nesting box. They like the hay in their nesting box. But this attracts a lot of mold, mildew and stuff, and it gets real damp. It doesn't absorb a whole lot of nothing. So this would be my least favorite out of all these I'm talking about today. I just recently learned this myself. So you learn something a lot faster than I did. But the next thing is straw. Straw is a little bit better than hay. Straw will not absorb as much moisture as the hay will. So it will work a whole lot better in the coop. I got some in here now, some straw. They use a I like you don't want to use straw, like I said. I mean you don't want to use hay. May get myself straight. You rather if you're gonna use anything that's very easy to get, is straw. Straw, what I like about the straw is it's very easy to get, very cheap. You can find it at your local farmer, very easy. The drawback to it is it doesn't break down as easy as some of the other ones I'm talking about today. So keep that in mind. It doesn't break down as easy. The numbers, the next one I was going to talk about is sand. Let me go over here. I don't use sand in my coop. I use it more in the run than I do in the coop. Is a look the cons to it, or the pros and the cons to it is it's very costly, especially if you get it. Sorry, right here, dirt, sand, whatever, but more like sand. I don't really have any sand out here. Um, the biggest con to it in the wintertime, it will freeze up. The sand will could get real cold and freeze. Keep that in mind if you want to use sand. If you're in hotter climates, look, then by all means, do what you want to do. Just give you some information about it so you can make a wise decision on what kind of litter you want to use. The next kind I like to use is probably the most common is this right here, pine shavings. Yes, you can use pine shavings. It absorbs their manure and everything, the chicken droppings. It will break down pretty easy. Very easy to get a hold of, very cheap. Go to any tractor store, they'll have it in the bags. Not really expensive, $5 to $6, or maybe $8 at the most for a bale of it. So it's very common, and very easy to find, and very easy to use. I would not use cedar shavings or anything at just pine shavings. Don't use any other kind of shavings because like cedar shavings are not good for the respiratory system. It can harm them and kill them possibly. I'm not saying it will, but it's a possibility. So to keep that in mind. The pine shavings is a plus. And that's the one I've used the most, is the pine shavings. And I still use it to this day because it's so easy to get. And that's probably one of my top recommendations is cedar shaving. I mean, pine shaving, not cedar. You don't want to do cedar. All right, the next thing is hemp. Hemp is probably my number one I like because I put a mixture of hemp and straw in mine, and sometimes along with the wood chips, the pine chips. That's the three main I use all year long. But hemp I use when I change out in the spring because hemp is don't have any dust hardly. It's very fine and it breaks down really good and it absorbs their droppings very easy. You don't have to worry about it a whole lot. Turn it over a little bit if you're going to do a deep litter method, throw another layer on it and keep on going. The con to it is it's pricey. It's going to cost you a lot more than anything else I've told you today. Another thing is, it's not easy to get a hold of. I had to order mine online because, like, the tractor stores don't have it or anything like that. So, like I said, it's hard to get a hold of any of it. But one other thing I've been starting to read up on is coffee grounds. You can get all big old bags of coffee grounds at some of the tractor stores now. I'm starting to read into it, see the benefits of it. I'm gonna try some this winter. Now I'm gonna let you know how it goes. Some I just discovered here recently. So look it up and see what you think about it. It might be something for you. But I think I'm gonna mix it with hemp. That's what I think I'm gonna do. At least it smells like coffee, if nothing else. I don't know about you, but I love coffee, especially this time of year. And as you see, I got a deep litter method in my coop. It's kind of thick. I need to get some of it out. I think I might get some of it out to help put a little bit of fresh in it. Put a little bit of fresh litter in it. Like I said, mine is probably about 3.5 inches deep. My litter in my coop, and I hadn't changed it in over a year. Well, yeah, it'd be over a little over a year. So this spring I'll change it again. I usually try to change mine every spring, and so that's normally what I do. I'm gonna dump this in here. See right here, that's my pine shavings. I got a pretty good sized coop, and I need to clean it. It's past cleaning time. Let me go around and see if I can see some of the chickens. That's my brown leghorn right there. That's one of my Morans with the fuzzy feet. That's my rooster BB right there. He's an Americana rooster. He's a little feisty sometimes. That's one of my russet rock. And that's some more of my Americana girls. You can say hey to everybody on YouTube? No? That one's got a cross beak, but she's been doing great. And that was my lavender orpington right there. So I mean, I got about 30 some chickens, 5 guineas, and some of my other russet rock, some of the young girls. And that's the inside of my coop right there, going to the inside. So let me know what you use for um your bedding in your coop. I like to know what you use, and so you might come up with something different I haven't come up with. So, all right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't want the video to be for so long.